Hey sister friends, it's Terry from Sisterhood of the Traveling Brush, and today, just before work, I'm going to do a quick, this is a 12 by 12 gallery wrapped canvas. I wish I had 11 by 14, but 12 by 12 is what I had. But I saw a bunch of cardinals when I walked out the door to leave this morning. Just inside my gate, there must have been like 6 of them. I've never seen 6 of the red ones, the males together at the same time like that. And I've always heard that anytime you see a cardinal, that's your past loved ones that are back to see you. So that made me feel real good and special this morning, and I decided to paint this quick picture while I had that on my mind. So I hope that you enjoy it, and if you do it too, let me know. If you have a cardinal story, let me know. I'm only going to use 3 colors today, and those colors are Blick Titanium White, Dixie Belle Caviar, which is black, and Golden Cad Red Dark, because that's the red I have down here. So let's hurry up and get a background on here. This is just a flat 1-inch brush. This one is by Paint Pixie in the Turquoise Iris collection. I'm going to put some white on first, and I normally don't dip right out of this white, but I didn't take the time to do anything else this morning. Set up a palette. I have a mister bottle. I'm going to mist my canvas. Keep this flowing good because I am hurrying. Got to leave here in about 30 minutes, and I have an alarm set on my phone, so hopefully get it done by then. This white's very thick, and I'm trying to get a decent amount on here, but I'm gonna be blending it in sort of with my black to get a kind of a gray background. I'm just gonna sit this to the side in case I need it in a minute and grab. This is like an El Cheapo, comes in a big package. And this is the relatively thick, but not like, it's not like a heavy body like the Blick one was. I think what I'm going to do is make my sides be completely black. That'll make this go faster. I just want to make sure that none of the actual canvas is showing through that doesn't have paint on it. And it's okay to me that it's darker on one side than the other. But it's not okay with you, then make yours even. But I do want it all to be sort of vertical, so there we go. Let's get these sides. Fought with myself about getting up to get an apron to put on so I wouldn't get it on my clothes, but I didn't, so we'll see if I regret that decision. I like it when, and you know, this could wait till last, especially since I'm in a hurry this morning because I need to get to work. But when the urge strikes, you paint, right? I'm just getting it on there. But I like the look of, especially with the gallery wrapped canvas with this big thick profile. I love the way it looks when you do that in black and you hang it. I'm dipping in my containers. Normally you don't want to do that because you don't want a chance contaminating your paint with anything. I just washed these brushes 5 minutes ago. Used some scrubby soap on them and rinsed them out really well, and I'm using the same brush in the same color each time. So hopefully I'm being careful enough. Normally, you know, that's a big part of why you should use a palette. I've seen people do really cute things like squares, like do a black one, a white one, a black one, a white one, and stripes, whatever you want to call it, that looks really cute on these edges. But ain't nobody got time for that when they're supposed to be at work. Good thing I'm the boss, but I'm probably tougher on me than anybody else would be. Even though this is you know, technically a furniture paint and it's a chalky style paint, I love the way it flows. It does have an acrylic base. It doesn't have to have a top coat if you don't want to put one and all that kind of stuff. So I love to paint with the Dixie Belle paint. I do it all the time. That again, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one in my water. I wanted to give this top a second to dry, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of these Christmas ornaments that say 2019 on it and put myself some white on here. Now I'm paranoid about getting too much white on there. And I'm going to go back to this same brush I was using earlier, which is like a 1-inch flat. We're just going to put some trees on here. These don't have to be perfect, and each of your trees is probably going to be a little bit of a different size. It would be smarter if you let your background dry first. But I don't have time for smart this morning, and I'm going to love every accident that happens on this painting. Let me clarify that. I'm going to make this my biggest tree. Doesn't matter how many that you put on here. I usually try to just go in odd numbers when I can. What's 1, 2, 3? I'm putting this paint on pretty thick. I hope I don't regret it in a minute in the next part, but things happen, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should we stop right there? Oh man. Yep, I'm gonna put a small one that goes off the edge here. That makes me an even number. I just scraped the extra back in my container because it was not contaminated. Okay, This really kind of needed to dry a little, but nothing I can do about that right now. I'm gonna get this is like a 1/2 inch flat, and go back into the black. I'm gonna start over here. Just putting some little lines, some thicker, some thinner, some darker, some wider. Really doesn't matter. They don't have to go all the way across, because it actually helps with a little bit with making it look round by it not going everywhere. Picking up a bit of the white because the white was still wet, but that's okay. Trying to stay semi-random with it and just enjoy the process here. It's picking up so much of the white, making more of a gray than I want it to. Don't always get what we want, right? I never knew that the red cardinal was the male, and apparently in the bird world, most of the time it's the male bird who has the beautiful feathers and plumage and things like that, and they use those to attract their mate, different than us people, where it's the women who have to wear the makeup and dress themselves up fancy. We have to remember, we're not trying to be perfect here, and we're not trying to make perfect trees. If we wanted perfect trees, we would go take a picture of them. This is so therapeutic to me. I could just sit here if the music was playing and do this part all day long. Because we need something for our bird to hang out on. I can't stick the ouch back in my white paint. Let's get something else. Try to see if I can work out of this lid. thin it out just a tad. Let's see if there's enough in there. Now we're just gonna like outline the trees. Give them a little more something something. If I can do that without laying my arm in the whole thing, we shall see. Look at that white paint. This is why we don't paint before work, people. A little more water in there. Thin it out a little bit more. Again, here would be the perfect place to stop and use your blow dryer or your heat tool. And then you won't run across as many issues as I may of pulling up some of the white as you go. So I'm trying to have a very light hand. You know, there's so many things that you hear about, like pennies from heaven when you find a penny on the ground, and cardinals. You know, there's so many ways that the old wives' tales are saying that your family members are letting you know that they're there with you. There's a, and this, I don't tell this to too many people. There's a smell that I smelled when my daddy died. It's a very sweet kind of a smell. And I smelled it when he died. I smelled it again at the funeral home. I smelled it at the cemetery months later when I was there to work. I had my little dog Tutu with me, who went absolutely crazy. And I've smelled it, you know, a handful of times over the years. He passed away in 2001, November of 2001. And I've smelled that smell a few times over the years. Always makes me think of him because it's very unique and something I've never smelled anywhere else before, or any time before that. And I've been smelling it here at home for a couple of weeks, I guess around the holiday time it happens, because today is December 2nd. I've been smelling it lately. And then to see all those red cardinals outside, now all I need to find is a passel of pennies and I'll know they're thinking about me. Remember that your trees are usually bigger at the bottom than they are at the top. This is taking longer than it should. I need to shush my mouth and get to tree painting. There's so much you can do. This would be, if you wanted to spend, you know, more time on it, you could, you know, only have these low lights on one side and have the other side be lined in white for the highlights. And those things are like finishing touches that you can put on that will make it even more pleasing to the eye. trying to grab a little bit more paint to put in here. I'm still struggling. Do you ever feel like you get, you know, I guess, memories of loved ones and things like that from physical things, like finding a penny or seeing a bird or smelling a smell? I know I can't be the only one. No. I'm dipping straight in my jar over here because I've lightened that up a good bit, and it's just too thin at the moment. And I'm needing it to be really fluid so I can move faster. Trees don't have to be perfectly straight lines, because if you go into the forest and look, they're not perfectly straight lines. Okay, now we're going to put our Cardinal on real quick. I'm going to try to draw him in. I think I'm going to draw him in the black, the Caviar by Dixie Belle. He's gonna be big. It's gonna be a big old boy here. This is just a quick sketch, so he may not even look exactly like this when it's over and done with, but he's definitely, can't say the belle of the ball, but Big Daddy Bird. He's Big Daddy Bird's what he is. While that black's still wet, I'm gonna hurry up and using this same brush, I'm just trying to rip it out real quick. Got to hurry. And he's obviously gonna be using another one of these as a, what do you call it? A palette. I want that wet so that I can blend in a little bit. See if I have I'm gonna have that brush, but this is, I don't know, it's more than a 1/4 inch, I think, maybe a 1/2 inch flat. Use this. I'm trying to get the center parts for the most part first. Because we're gonna be blending in some of that black, and I don't want it to happen so much yet until I get the majority of the red in. that's just going to make us a deeper red and some little bit of depth to his feathers there. Thing a little bit crazy is how long that goes, but Big Daddy Bird can do whatever he wants, right? Grab another brush. This is just another one out of that Deco Fine Detail brushes. I love, love, love those. It's probably wider than I need, but I'm going to try to put just a few little highlights in there. Just a few. Now we absolutely have to do something to his beak, right? I should have got out another color for that. Here's a little bit of Blick Raw Sienna. Only gonna need a dot of it. I wonder if I can just stick my brush down in there. Face. Now I'm going to come back, give him a dot for an eye. Let's see if I got enough white left on here to do that. Okay, I think that's good for now. So we need to do 2 or 3 things. We need to flick some snow on there and sign it. I'm gonna sign it right this second. T20. That's how I sign mine. And see what I can do about getting a little bit of white in here. A whole lot of water. A little bit thinner. I guess the word more was necessary. Whoop, whoop, we're almost done. Now, I got plenty on here. This is an awfully big brush to be doing this with, but it is what it is. Anywhere you want to hide something a little bit, let it snow more there. I still am not happy with this. there. Ta-da! Big Daddy Cardinal Redbird here for you this holiday season. Thanks for watching. Make sure and let me know below if there's any special things that you see, like birds and pennies and things like that. Bye.